Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another UFC 249 breakdown, and we're gonna tell you what happened in my opinion. So if you haven't seen the full fights, turn the video off now. I will say this: the Dominick Cruz fight versus Henry Cejudo fight was very entertaining. It was a back and forth fight. Do I agree with the stoppage of Dominick Cruz? They said Dominick Cruz was knocked out and Dominick Cruz lost the match. Dominick Cruz was interviewed after this match saying, "How was I knocked out? I was getting back to my feet. I told the referee if I'm knocked out or I'm on the ground and I can't defend myself, stop the fight. But if I'm in the fight and I'm standing up, like he said, if I'm standing up, how am I knocked out?" He was not knocked out. Okay, he took, let's say, a couple shots when he was on the ground. He got kneed, which will take you down. Okay, and I'll tell you this: why do they let Shane Carwin beat down Brock Lesnar? That was more of a beatdown than what happened tonight. And Henry Cejudo, I believe, did not win this fight. The fight should still be continuously going. Okay, the fight should have kept going. Henry Cejudo says, "I beat everybody. I'm the best. I should retire," right? You didn't beat Dominick Cruz. You didn't beat him. Because Dominick Cruz did not get knocked out. Okay? Like he says, if you're on the ground, you're just getting bombed on, and you cannot defend yourself, and you're just turtled up, then you should stop the fight. But if the fighter's on his way up, he wasn't even on his knees. He was half, basically, like leaned over halfway up, and then the referee jumped in and said, "Oh, the fight's done." The fight is not done. The fight is not over. Give the guy the chance to defend himself. Give the guy the chance to at least fight for something. Okay, he's fighting for a title. It's not like it's a prelim fight or it's a guy's first MMA fight. No, give the guy a shot to actually do what he's supposed to do. Some of these refs jump in way too soon. I think if it was like a Herb Dean or something, they would have let the fight go on a little bit. He did not lose the fight. Personally, I think it was a very, very premature stoppage. If you go back and watch it, it was premature. Yes, he was on the ground, but he was moving. It wasn't like he was a stationary target just getting beat down. Sometimes that's why I believe referees, sometimes they stop it too soon, they stop it too late. But I think there's more stopping too early than anything. But Dominick Cruz is still the baddest dude on the planet. The fight, in my opinion, should have kept going. But now we're going to get into the fight that everybody wants to see. Is Tony Ferguson, the baddest 155-pounder on the planet, with 12-fight win streak and hasn't lost in 8 years, versus Justin Gaethje, a guy who will light you up with his hands. So let's see what is going to inspire. So last night, Justin Gaethje, I don't know how this dude does it, man. He took Tony Ferguson, which is a wild man, and beat him down like I've never seen anybody beat Tony down in my life. He basically beat him up on the feet, was hitting him with cracking Tony, and Tony was still coming there and coming forward and not backing down. Justin had very, very technical striking. His striking was technical. He was doing that bobbing and weaving, and he was cutting L shape. He'd go like this, like an actual boxer, and cut. So Tony wasn't able to get off his crazy knees, elbows. And I was always thinking, when your stand-up game is not working, how come, even though Tony's a badass wrestler, he does not shoot for double legs. He just stands there and tries to beat him on the feet. You know, that's what he's done all the time. But in this fight, he wasn't throwing like spinning back fists or spinning back elbows or anything crazy like he did against Cowboy and all these other fighters. I think once he knew he was just getting cracked, he was overwhelmed with the fact that Justin was just coming forward and Justin was not getting tired. And that's one thing I think Tony thought, if we take it into the deep waters, he's going to get tired and he's going to gas himself out. And that did not happen. Tony, literally, they could have stopped the fight like 3 or 4 times. They could have literally just said, hey, the fight's done, because you're just getting way too beat down. You're getting way too beat down, and it's not even enjoyable to watch. Like, he was, his face is bloody. I wish he would have tried for some like double legs or some jiu-jitsu. He only tried one roll to get into a leg lock position, and it wasn't even close. So I don't know if Tony's just really not a double leg type of guy. Like, he can't really shoot in. So now we're never gonna see Tony versus Khabib, the fight people have been wanting to see for years. But at the end of the day, man, Tony was basically, it looked like Tony was just outclassed. And the shocking part is, I don't know if there's more significant damage to Tony than we realize, because he took like every freaking power punch that Justin took. Even his coach, even Justin's coach, Trevor Whitman, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, came around and said, hey, stop throwing 100% strikes, drop it down to like 75. And at the end, it was sad. At the end, Tony got hit so hard, he was just like the lights were on, but no one was home. He got cracked so hard. He couldn't figure out, like, his body, like, shut down. He was just like he was, like, shaking his head, like, nah. Like, what's going on? Like, he couldn't, his body couldn't, like, his mind was, like, telling him, his body to do whatever, like, move, but his body wasn't reacting. So, this is going to be a tough loss for Tony. He hasn't lost in 8 years. He's beaten up the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, but when you go like this, and you cannot react from the punches going, like, you don't really know what's going on, that's when there's, like, real damage, like concussions and real damage going on, that maybe Tony will never be the same guy again. I really don't know, but I just think at the end of the day, it's very sad to see a legend like Tony go out like that. I mean, a lot of other fighters would have been knocked out and would have lost the fight already. They would have lost a lot sooner than what Tony did. But, like I said, Tony is a badass dude with some weird moves. But it didn't seem like it was himself. He didn't seem like he was doing the crazy movements and dancing and stuff like he normally does. But I just think Justin was just way too, what should I say, too technical. And I believe his style, where he's just a very technical striker, is very, 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 very good. Like, if you see right there that card smashed up, that's what Tony Ferguson's face looked like after the fight. I never thought I'd ever see a Tony Ferguson fight where he's just completely beat down and looks like an amateur fighter. Like, he could not get anything off. I just think what the problem was is Justin's movement. Justin would come in like a Floyd Mayweather, kind of like this. He'd have his hand out and go kind of like a bob and weave, and then he would throw a left and a a right, and he would hit Tony. You could hear those because there was no crowd. You could hear the pops. They were just like, and I'm like, damn, that sounded like it hurt. But Tony is still, in my mind, one of the baddest dudes on the planet. Do I think Tony Ferguson will be back? Yeah, I definitely will. I definitely think Khabib will be able to beat Justin Gaethje. People are like, no, he won't. Yeah, he will. He'll just do like he does everybody else. Wrestles him down, takes him down, wrestle him down, get him on the ground. He'll do everything in his power to get him to the ground so he can win that fight. But overall, guys, Justin Gaethje is a tough son of a bitch. I mean, he didn't really get hit a lot, but that dude, he impressed me last night for taking out Tony Ferguson. I thought it would have been Justin winning the first 2 rounds, and then Tony turns up the pace and it wins. But I never thought I would see Tony Ferguson just get outclassed like that. I never thought Tony Ferguson would basically, his body would shut off and they would have to call the fight. I never thought I would see that. But hey, it is mixed martial arts. But hopefully Tony comes back and Tony is the same dude. And Tony is still the wild man. Because, like I said, it's worked for the last 8 years. So why wouldn't he try it again? But hey man, my name is Trevor, back with another UFC 249 breakdown of what happened. But that's just crazy what happened to Tony. He literally got hit so hard his body, he was like shaking like that, like his lights were on but no one was home. I'm like, I've never seen a fighter get hit so hard that he was just like shaking, like he didn't know what happened, like he had no idea what happened. He's going, that's like Parkinson's disease kind of, like what's happening. But hey man, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for stopping by and watching. Let me know what you guys think if you've seen the fight. Do you think it was a one-sided ass whooping? Were you surprised who won the fight, or were you like, yeah, Justin was going to win regardless because he's that damn good? But hey, I'm Trevor, and I'll see you guys in the next MMA breakdown.